Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So apparently, just recently, Adam Levine came up in the media because he allegedly cheated on his wife with a model. Now, that's kind of ironic to me because the last time I checked, if I remember correctly, his wife, who he's been married to for quite some time now and has 3 children with, one that's not, born yet, she's still pregnant with, is or was a model. But I guess that's neither here nor there now. But the media, I think especially on like TikTok, has been roasting this young lady. I believe her name is pronounced Sumner Stroh, I believe. But anyways, that's the young lady, the model who he apparently, allegedly, might have been fooling around with. And, we live in the day and age, I've said this before, where DMs get leaked all over the internet. People get exposed, and I believe it was her that exposed those DMs. And she did make a video explaining that at the time, because I believe that this was something that happened some time ago, but it's been exposed now. But at the time when she was, I guess, involved with him, they were sending flirty messages back and forth through direct messages through Instagram. She said that she was under the impression that he was divorced. Now, everybody, she said that on TikTok in response to a comment that she got in her comment section saying, now everybody's been known that this dude has been married and he has kids. Why would you mess with him? Or like if he DM'd you being flirtatious, why would you entertain that? And she was saying that was her response, basically, that she was under the impression that he was divorced, that he was no longer in a relationship. And I guess she was trying to say that he had her under that impression, or that he told her that allegedly he was divorced and not in a committed relationship, which is why she got involved with him. And a lot of people were having, a hard time believing that. She was saying that she felt used because he, like I said, put her under that impression. And a lot of people were saying that they didn't believe that, that they don't think that she's telling the truth, that she knew that he was married. She's just trying to save herself. And a lot of people were saying that she still should have apologized to his wife. And this is the thing. Whether or not she knew he was still in a relationship, whether or not, he lied to her, I do think that she still should have issued an apology to his wife. I get it. If she didn't know, then the best thing she could do for herself is say, at the time he had me under the impression that he was divorced, I'm still sorry that I went through with it. That's the best thing she could have done. Whether or not anybody believed her or not, that's beside the point. But I really do hope she's telling the truth and she actually did not know that he was still in a relationship and was actually under the impression that he was divorced. Because saying that, of course, lying to the public to save her own rear end will be a very bad look for her. But anyways, allegedly, apparently, after she exposed this on the internet, there were some other women, apparently, who he had sent messages to like that, were coming forward. And it's just a really bad look for Adam Levine because, like I said, he's married. The woman is about to have his 3rd child for him. Just a bad look. And of course, he issued his own little, I don't even know what kind of statement, saying that he denied that he had any actual, I guess, inappropriate involvement with this young lady, that, he just sent some flirty messages to her, that he was, of course, saying he regretted doing, and that it was a bad decision, and that he was stupid for risking, his marriage and all of his, the well-being of his, marriage and his family on just some stupid flirty messages that he was sending in the moment. And a lot of people were mad because they were like, why would you do something so stupid? Like, why would you risk, breaking up your family and your marriage over another woman? And so, the whole thing with, back it was like a while. Well, it wasn't a while. People still say stuff like this, like the whole thing with with what's her name, Steph Curry's wife, whenever she was on the Red Table Talk and she was talking about how she wished, guys would still pay attention to her. And a lot of women were like, girl, you crazy. We had Steph Curry. We would have Steph Curry. Like, he's one of the highest paid you know, men of color in the NBA. Like, if we had him, we would have him. Like, you can forget all them other dudes because there's not a lot of guys who can measure up to him career wise and money wise. And so a lot of guys were like, oh, look at this. This is proof that you could be one of the highest paid men in your field or in the world, and women still won't be satisfied. And of course, that's not all women, but this is something that goes for both men and women. What it seems like to me is that Adam Levine does not have any control, any self control when it comes to women, when it comes to lust, when it comes to perversion. It does not matter who you marry. You could marry the hottest person on the planet. If you have no control in that area, you're going to cheat. You're going to look for satisfaction in other places. A lot of people were saying maybe he was bored. I just don't understand this idea and this mentality in today's society. Like, what is wrong with being in a monogamous relationship with somebody who you love? A lot of people were saying these people, like I said, it goes for both men and women. Stop getting into these committed relationships with these people and going out and still living your life like you're not in a committed relationship. That's not fair to the person that you're marrying, and it's not fair to the children y'all are bringing into this world. Like, a lot of people were throwing him and, the young lady under the bus, saying, like, we don't feel sorry for you because we think you knew he was married, but, we can't prove it. The real victims are his wife and those kids. But like I said, this goes for both men and women. You have to get, control over that kind of stuff. Get therapy if that's what you need. But you cannot bring that mess into a relationship with somebody and expect things to go well. It just doesn't work that way. But that is something that our generation and our society apparently has a problem with that we do not want to address. And let me make this statement too. I also do think that a lot of people in our generation and our society have these kind of problems because they're not accustomed to getting into a relationship that's stable, non-toxic, and functional. They're used to jumping from one relationship to another one, jumping from one person's bed to another one, the whole casual sex and dating thing. It messes people up. They don't know how to commit. They don't know how to do the right thing. They don't know how to tell the toxic impulses, the lustful impulses no, and do the right thing. They don't know how to not give in and just do what they feel like doing, or those, like I said, toxic impulses, those lustful and perverted impulses, just because they feel a certain kind of way, or things are not going the way they want them to, or thought that they would, because they feel like they're getting, quote, bored in the relationship. But anyways, I'm not saying that he physically got involved with them. I'm just saying that he went so far as to direct message them inappropriate and flirty messages through Instagram, which he should not have done. He denied having any actual physical, or inappropriate contact or, relationships or relations, so to speak, with that young woman. There's no solid evidence, I would say, to prove otherwise, and I certainly hope that he was telling the truth, because that would be absolutely awful if he was lying about all of this. But anyways, and even if it was just flirty direct messages, like, again, come on, for real. Like, you wouldn't want, like, I know he wouldn't want her to have done that with, like, another actor or singer behind his back. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, a lot of women have been, really, I guess, rallying support for his wife, saying that the only victims here is his wife and those kids, and that he ain't no good for doing this. And like I said, throwing the other young lady under the bus because they don't believe that she didn't know that he was married, which is good to see, that they're not blaming his wife. And I know that sounds crazy, but things like that have happened in the past where this kind of stuff happens and somehow the wife ends up getting blamed, But anyways, there was also some other actresses who were saying, like I said, really like standing up for her and saying that he ain't no good. And of course, like, just because somebody sends you a direct message that's, inappropriate, like, that doesn't mean that you have to engage with them, Like, you knew that the guy was married. You knew he had kids. He might be questionable. if you're a proper woman, don't engage with them. Ignore them or say, go mess with your wife. Don't mess with me. But anyways, y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments below.